Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we'll be doing NBA news for October 1st. So, we are going to do this daily uploads. I'm telling you, I've said that a few times, but this time I am serious. Daily uploads for NBA news will be starting every day from now on. I promise you. I have promised a lot of things, but this time I actually promise. Heck, I can even say I pinky promised that this time, from now on, I will daily upload NBA news just to keep you guys informed about everything that is happening in the NBA. So, without further ado, let's get on to our first story. Of course, today, if you didn't know, will be posted on October 2nd, but this will be news about October 1st. So, just kind of a daily recap, a day after. So I need to stop blabbering. Come on, let's get right into this first story. Okay, I promise this one's actually important and relevant to today's video. We only have 3 stories, so 3 short stories. NBA news kinda dry right now as we are in that weird period between free agency and the start of the NBA season. And of course, the Timberwolves aren't doing anything. They are holding Jimmy Butler. They aren't trading him. There's no rumors, so I really have to work with nothing here. So at least we have the preseason, so let's get into it. Our first story, of course, starts with the Jimmy Butler saga, as I like to call it. And Jimmy Butler and his camp are reportedly getting increasingly frustrated with Minnesota's handling in the trade talks. And I think this statement sums our feelings as NBA fans up perfectly. Like, I want to see Jimmy Butler on the court for the start of the NBA season, to even a little bit of preseason, but that at least just give us him for at least the start of the NBA season. There are only 14 more days until the NBA season kicks off. Yes, 14 days from October 2nd. And I mean, it feels like nothing's happening. This story kind of died out, the whole Jimmy Butler rumor and stuff like that, after the Timberwolves asked for Ben Simmons, after that rumor spread. If the Timberwolves don't trade Jimmy Butler and he holds out, I'm going to have to square up with someone in the Timberwolves organization. This will be yet another example of the Timberwolves being incompetent, and honestly, they're getting to the point of the worst managed franchise of all time. I feel like Tom Thibodeau still believes Jimmy Butler is going to budge, and he's not going to. I mean, you've tried to convince him at least 3 times to stay. You've talked to him countless. I mean, I think it's been reported that Tom Thibodeau and the whole Timberwolves organization has tried to talk to him 4 times, and that's just what's been put out publicly. Like, I can't imagine what Jimmy Butler's going through. Like, he's getting harassed by these guys. Not really, but I mean, he's not really getting harassed. I mean, yeah. Okay, we're gonna move on from that. So we're gonna move on to the NFL, and this, I promise you, has something to do with Jimmy Butler. But for you to understand this story, I have to give you some background. If you don't follow the NFL, someone named Earl Thomas, who's a safety for the Seahawks, went out onto the field for the Seahawks during a contract dispute. And last week, he got hurt. And while he was being carted off, he flicked off the Seahawks bench. Gave him the middle finger. What else can you call it? Flip the bird? I don't know. But he did give them the middle finger, which in America, not very good. And now, Earl Thomas, that same guy who got hurt, most likely will go unsigned, or at least earn a lot less money because he went on the field during the contract dispute. I mean, Jimmy Butler's probably standing there. He's like, I told you so. I told you. This is why you don't go on the court or the field when money is uncertain. Something like this, a random injury, can happen. Man, that's the last thing Jimmy Butler would want. He would not want to get hurt. contract year, and especially for a team he doesn't want to play for. I mean, Jimmy could be traded at any time, any minute, but the possibility for the Timberwolves are starting to look bleak, and I don't think they're going to get as much value as they think they are, and Jimmy Butler is not going to budge. Alright, our next story, we will go to Golden State. Of course, the only team in Golden State, the Warriors. I don't even know if... Okay, I'm not going to talk about that. But what I'm going to say is Golden State a town? Like a city? Because I know they're in Oakland, but that's besides the point. We're not going to talk about that. I'll look that up after this video. Alright, Patrick McCaw. Of course, we all know him. He's alright, been alright for the Warriors. Comes off the bench from time to time. He declined the qualifying offer from the Warriors. I think it was 2 years, $5 million, something around there. And this probably marks the end of his run in Golden State, his long tenured. It probably marks the end. If he's not willing to sign back with them, and Golden State doesn't really have a bunch of cap. Of course, we all know, or at least we should, McCaw suffered that horrible injury last year where he kind of just landed on his neck and shoulders, and he missed a lot of games last year. That injury came kind of in the middle of the season, and he returned by nearly the end of the playoffs, I would say. But even with that injury, McCaw is still a very solid role player, and I feel like he would be signed by any team before the NBA season starts. He will add real depth to any team, and for really low value. And he's only 22 years old, so he still has time to improve. There are a few teams that I feel like would be interested in him that would actually be very interesting to see. And I listed out 3 teams, but of course, this is my personal opinion. If he goes to the Rockets, the Cavs, or the Pistons, that would be extremely interesting. The Pistons and the Cavs are right on the brink of contending, and someone like McCaw would just help them and really add depth to their team. And the Rockets adding McCaw would just kind of be a slap in the face to the Warriors. It would be funny to see, but you do have to take this story with a grain of salt because he is still a restricted free agent, so the Warriors have the opportunity to match any offer and bring him back to the team. And for our last story, we will start a new part of this series. I'm going to call it Player of the Night. It's kind of an award. I would say it's a little bit more significant than an All-Star. So if you do earn a Player of the Night, then, you had a pretty good night. Because, I don't give out this award lightly. If you win Player of the Night, I'm telling you, you did very good. So, this award, to sum it up, will be someone who had a good night. Which basically means he had the best performance or like a good piece of news about him. Just someone who had the best day in total. And this isn't going to be like the MVP, where it's kind of up for debate who's going to win. This will be flat out. No discussion will be held. No debate. Because if there is, I'm banning anyone in the comments who says the Player of the Night was wrong. Because this is straight up fact. And if you don't take it as fact, then there's something wrong with you. I'm just kidding. But so this one actually is pretty clear. And the first Player of the Night award goes to Deandre Ayton. You guys probably saw it in the title, the thumbnail, and everything. But he went completely off against the Sacramento Kings last night in his preseason debut for the Phoenix Suns. He had 27 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks on 9 for 16 shooting from the field. And Ayton did really good. I think it's time that we haven't seen all the rookies, don't get me wrong, but if you had bets on DeAndre Ayton being Rookie of the Year, you are looking good. Even though it's just one game, I think some questions that we had about him are starting to kind of fizzle away. Most of that being defense. he does struggle on like perimeter defense and really defensive IQ in total, but he can make his presence felt on defense, at least in the box score. 3 blocks makes it seem like he did really good, but if you watch the game, he struggled sometimes on defense, and he's still a little bit unaware of when to play help, and it's understandable. It's a position you expect for a rookie center, especially being 7 foot and offense being his main, strength. His defense is something it's a project. His defense is a project, and you have to understand he's not going to be a great defender, but he will be average. Watching him definitely made some of my concerns go away. And of course, he can stuff the box score with defense. So, his defense definitely needs work, but offensively, the thing we saw, the thing we knew he was going to be, he was special. 9 for 16. It's preseason. Devin Booker's not there yet. So you got to accept that Deandre Ayton is going to be a special offensive talent. And it really comes down to if he pans out on defense. And from what I saw yesterday, yeah, he's going to pan out within 2 or 3 years, if not next offseason, because he's amazing. He's one of the best offensive talents I've seen since the NBA season ended. But, offensive big man talent. Like, Joel Embiid, probably more versatile. But Deandre Ayton is one of those guys where he's a pure center. He's an old-time center. And that's his main. That's like his main archetype. Like in 2K, that's his main archetype. But he's starting to expand his game. He's starting to get better at shooting. And we saw a little bit of that last night. So DeAndre Ayton is looking really special. He's looking like someone that's going to be here in the NBA for the long haul. And I think we're starting to see the Phoenix Suns are actually looking really smart now. Devin Booker, not the best on defense, amazing on offense. DeAndre Ayton, not the best on defense, amazing offense. And we're starting to see some pieces in the puzzle being filled out. Trevor Ariza, one of the more questionable signings for me this offseason. He's a defensive-minded wing. And that's something that the Suns need really bad. And they're sitting there and they're looking really smart, and they're looking like, yeah, we're set. We can make the playoffs this year. And it's not ridiculous to think that. Injuries always happen, and if the Suns get lucky, I think they have a chance to get in. But I wouldn't bet on that. So, if you guys did enjoy, then please leave a like. If you didn't, then I don't care what you guys have to say. I'm just kidding. I hope you guys end up just sticking around and seeing what happens. That's what I'm going to do. So I hope you do the same as well. Of course, if you want every daily NBA news, then this is the channel for it. I don't think any other channel does this in a quick, 15-20 minute recap of the entire NBA day, all the news and stuff like that. And I also give my opinion. And of course, I've said it in this video where you can't argue in the comments. Of course, you can leave your opinions in the comments down below, but I had insight. It's kind of like a drama alert. I would say it's a little bit better, but Keemstar, you better watch your back, buddy. So, thank you guys for watching, and see you soon.